cannot stop sneezing. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My eyes just look so sad and tired. Connor got up at 3 a.m. this morning and he was just happy to be awake. He was just happy. And he was stimming and like, what language disorder I think he has with his autism. It's called Gestalt's language processing. But it's where they don't learn words, they learn sentences first, and then later on they can dissect words. So like, if you've ever met an autistic child and they'll say like movie phrases or like sentences from things they've seen, or they'll repeat sentences that their parents say or something, it's because they learn the sentence first and then they try to dissect it later on. So like, for instance, we'll say, do you want more? Do you want more? And so like, because he'll bring us his water bottle and stuff, and you have to like constantly pick on your child to get them to talk, even though you know they want more because they brought you the dang drink. Yeah, you idiot, I want more. I brought you the drink. You know I want more. But anyways, and then so now when he wants more of something, he didn't learn like more. He learned, do you want more? And so he'll bring you his cup and he'll go, do you want more? And I'm like, no, I don't want more. Does Connor want more? And then Connor wants more. And so he learns sentences. So like, a lot of the times when he's thinking about something, or he'll say like full sentences of like a Cars movie or something, and I don't know. He was saying so many sentences last night, and I'm like, from 3 all the way till my alarm went off, and I'm just like, Connor, stop. Just be quiet. Shh. Everyone's sleeping. And then he'd lay back down, and then he'd get back up, and he would just go off in the sentences. I didn't write anything down because I was delusional. It's 3 a.m. But he was just up and at him. He was excited for the week. And when my alarm went off at 6, he was like, he like pops his head up. Even though he's been awake the whole time, he acts like, oh, I just woke up. I was like, no, you didn't. And he's like, turn on the light. It's school. I'm like, oh my gosh. I hate this day. So I turn on the light. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm trying to get myself ready. I get him ready, and I did get him on the bus. But he's just a talkative little guy this morning. So we'll see how that goes with school. Because he didn't get enough sleep, it's probably going to throw off something. It's probably going to be easier for him to get mad. But maybe it's not. Maybe he's just a happy dude. Maybe he just woke up happy. He's having a great day. What does the shirt say? We're all in this together. Yeah, we're all in this together. I do. Like, why didn't he, like, I wish I could have been jumping off the bed and having the best old time. And, like, Troy slept through it. Like, I'm being bashed in the head with a car, and he's, like, saying the car stuff over and over. And I don't know. I wasn't mean, but I was not active. I was hoping that we would go back to sleep. I was hoping we would go back to sleep. And then when the alarm went off, then he was like, let's get Cutler. Let's get Cutler. Let's get Cutler. I'm like, no, leave your brother alone. Cutler is the early bird, but he's been sleeping more lately. And it's because he sleeps in Connor's room now, and Connor probably keeps him up. But I don't know. Life is interesting. And then I was like, Crystal, she's like, go back to bed then. Like, once you get the kids off, go back to bed. And I'm like, I can't. I have stuff to do. I have stuff to do. I need to get back to messages. Like, this last week was an incredible week for my business. And I really killed it. I did really well, but I'm behind on everything. That's okay. I will get caught up. I also don't like the spiritual message of today and what spirit, because while I was in that like half awake, half asleep thing from 3 till 6, it was like, you got to talk about this. And I was like, I don't want to talk about that, but whatever. I guess this is the spiritual message of today. And if you think I'm being mean to you, just know that it's mean to me too. Just know that it's mean to me too. And I don't want to talk about it. I didn't even want to come live. I was like, do I take the nap? No, because I got to go to the post office. It's early day. Last time it was early day, I forgot Cutler at school and he walked home, which he's not supposed to do. He's in kindergarten. Okay. Today is the 10th of March. Although the world is beautiful and vast, it can also sometimes be bitter. Bitter. I think if you have any howlite, this is the week. I'm not somebody who leads with anger or frustration or needs like a ton of crystals that help with like purging anger, but I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of anger in this week. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of need for patience. There's a lot of tantrums. There's a lot of hormones. Get out your howlite. Thank me later. Okay. And in those moments where you're bitter, we can experience great loneliness within. Know that you are never alone when feeling lonely. Give yourself permission to nourish community, seek out friendships, and joyously cultivate love. Don't be afraid to speak to strangers. They may become friends. Let diversity and curiosity overcome fear. We are more alike than we are different. Stand in love instead of indifference and become a beacon of kindness for others who experience their own loneliness. So just be a good person. Be spontaneous. Allow yourself to talk to strangers. Stranger danger. Strangers are usually nicer. Although yesterday, while I was taking the kids to the store, there were so many angry people. And I have 2 very active boys. So your rude looks at me struggling as a mom was not warranted. It was rude. You don't think I don't know that they're noisy? You don't think I don't know? I know. I know they're noisy. I gotta get food. Gotta get groceries too. Okay. This was the spiritual message they gave me while I was like half awake, half asleep, which is a really good time to, if you ever wake up and you're half awake, half asleep, can't go back to sleep, it is the perfect time to communicate with your spirit guides, because it's just, your walls are down a lot easier, and like you're not like too nervous or scared, so you're allowed to, you connect more when you're half awake, half asleep. So if you have a spiritual question or you're trying to come up with decisions that, like big things that are coming on for the weeks to come, like a big decision like changing jobs, moving, whatever it is, that is a good time to ask. But this is when I got this spiritual message, and I'm not happy about it. Remember that it's from spirit, not from me. So a lot of the times I'll get the same spiritual message for people, and it's about you're your own worst enemy, you're your worst critic, you're the person who's standing in your way, it's not other people, you really need to look at yourself. And that's kind of like, I don't know, I'm the blunt reader of the sister group. I'm the person you come to when you're actually ready to heal stuff. And when people don't connect with my energy, a lot of the times it's because they don't want to hear what I have to say. Like, I will tell you, you have trapped energy from anger. And if you're like, I absolutely will not even try to think about what anger she's talking about, then I'll like close myself off and stop like doing your reading, because I can't get anywhere if you're not going to actually internally look at what's going on with you. So I am the blunt person. I don't have time to sit there and think about your guys' spiritual messages and be like, okay, how do I make this sound nicer? How do I make this sound better? Because like they're constantly talking to me while I'm trying to talk to you. So I just have to like in my ear, right out my mouth. Like if they're saying you needs to come out of the closet, if they're saying that you're needing to switch jobs, if they're saying that your relationship isn't working, if they're like, I'm just going to say it. I'm the blunt person. So a lot of the times when I tell people they're their own worst enemy, or they're their own worst critic, or their spirit team is telling them that they're the problem and that they need to look at their triggers and what's going on with them, sometimes people don't take that very well. I probably wouldn't take that very well either. Like, I probably wouldn't like that either. But I can also acknowledge that it's probably true. It's probably true. So these are just some things to think about. When you think you're really, do you think you're nice to yourself? Do you think that you're not your own worst critic? Here are some things to think about. You claim you aren't being mean to yourself, but when was the last time you did something kind just for you? It's easy to tell ourselves we aren't being harsh, but think about it. When was the last time you took time out to care for yourself in a way that wasn't driven by obligation, external demands? Have you really given yourself the same love and attention that you so freely give to others? I hate when spirit bothers me when I'm trying to read. Because then I'm like, is that an actual person or is that a spirit? A lot of the times, I will count my self-care as something that I was already obligated to do, or that I was already gonna do because of other people or something. I give a lot of my energy away, but I don't actually set time for just myself. Unless it's my nails. I do that once a month, which has been a really nice self-care habit to have. So pay attention to that. Are you really being nice to yourself if you don't give yourself the time to take care of yourself, to fill your cup so you're not pouring out of an empty cup? And then I want you to think about, what was the last thing that somebody said to you that was really rude or mean? Really rude or mean. Okay, I got it. That took me a minute. Because people don't normally, I mean, I guess if you're in a lot of toxic relationships, maybe it's more often than not. But now I want you to think about how many times you say something negative or rude to yourself a day. Who's more the problem? That person that got mad at you a couple weeks ago, or the person that is saying mean things to you every day? Every day. I was like, this is, can you see why I didn't want to give this spiritual message? I do like to say when that does come up though, remember like to try to disturb those thought patterns by saying something nice to yourself instead. Change that thought. And remember that you wouldn't say those things to your daughters, to your friends, to your mothers, to your, like, you best friends. Like, you wouldn't say those mean things like, oh my gosh, bestie, you didn't get to your dishes today? You're so disgusting. Oh my gosh, you are not a good mom. Your dishes are in the sink for the second day in a row. Wow. Your family's really falling apart. You would not say those things. But yet we're trapped in those thought patterns of negative thinking about ourselves. Oh, this one's rude too. I don't want to do this message. You say you don't have time for self-care, but how many times do you spend on things that drain you or don't serve your well-being? Oh my gosh. You're so mean. Are you truly too busy to care for yourselves? Or are you prioritizing distractions that don't fill your cup? This is not from me. This is like, I hope that I am calling you guys out as much as it's calling me out, because this is mean. Maybe this is why I'm going to be angry this week. Starting out with a spiritual message, calling myself out that I'm not a nice person. Here's another one. You believe you're not worthy of success or happiness, but have you ever paused to acknowledge your own accomplishments? When was the last time you congratulated yourself for doing something great, even if it felt small to you? I don't feel so bad about this one. I literally did just say I've had one of the best weeks. My last week was one of my busiest weeks, but one of my best weeks. I did also say, I kind of backhanded it with the girls chat and said February really kind of sucked. But I am happy that I was able to accomplish as much as I did this last week. So remember to believe that you're worthy of success and happiness, and don't be the person that's holding you back. Acknowledge all the little things that you're accomplishing. Oh, these are so rude. You say you're not enough or that you can't change, but what's the last negative belief you held about yourself that you've chosen to let go of? We often carry self-limiting beliefs that we aren't good enough or capable of change. Yet every day we may make choices that show the opposite. When was the last time you let go of a belief that no longer served you? Every step of growth begins with letting go of what no longer aligns with who you want to be. I think communication and control has been my biggest thing in the last year. Letting go of control and trying to communicate more effectively with the people around me, and realizing that when I'm having communication issues, a lot of the time it's myself. So I am changing and making big strides in letting go of control and working on my communication. You believe others' opinions matter more than your own. But when was the last time you made a decision based solely on your own heart and intuition? This is funny because I posted a thing yesterday and I said, it's like a little witchy picture and she's looking in the mirror. And I said something to the effect of, who can give you the best advice? You can. You can give yourself the best advice. I know that we like to lean on other people a lot, but we need to take a step back and understand that we give the best advice. If we listen and we sit in our emotions and our feelings and we actually allow ourselves to connect, we would be able to make the best decisions for ourselves with our own advice. Okay, there's like two more guys. We got this. You claim to forgive others, but how often do you still hold on to the things you've done or said to yourself? Holy crap. So creepy. Do you know how creepy it is to know that you hear spirit and then, like, what if there is a man upstairs in boots? There's not a man upstairs in boots. This is why people think spiritual people are schizophrenic. But I have done way too many healing sessions and too many readings, and too many things have come true and too many things resonate and are validated that I know I'm not crazy. But sometimes I think I'm crazy. Okay. You claim to forgive others, but how often do you still hold on to the things you've done or said to yourself? You probably hold, if you're like me, you probably hold the worst grudges against yourself. I didn't even realize that I hold grudges against myself. Like, I hate that I didn't get to certain things yesterday. I hate that I'm behind today. I am definitely not, if I'm holding those things over myself, like that I didn't get to, that I regret not getting to, yeah, there's nobody in the house. I'm home alone. It's whatever. I can't handle this week. If I'm holding on to things that I didn't get to and then I'm mad at myself and I'm being hard on myself about it, then yeah, I'm holding a grudge and I'm not forgiving myself. I have worked really, really hard on forgiving the people that really screwed my life over. But I've never really thought that I needed to spend time forgiving myself. That's great. You tell yourself you're not capable of achieving your dreams, but have you truly given yourself the chance to try? Or did you talk yourself out of it before even starting? When was the last time you set out to pursue something, even if you weren't sure how it would turn out? Take the first step is often the hardest, but it's where all transformation begins. So now do you realize that you guys are actually mean to yourselves too, and that I'm not alone in this, and that if your spirit team comes to me and says you're being a bully to yourself, you probably are, and you need to reflect, and you need to take a step back, and you need to understand, oh, well, I'm speaking unkind words to myself. I'm not spending any time with myself. I'm holding grudges against myself. I'm telling myself I can't accomplish things. I'm not acknowledging the good things that I've done. I'm only holding on to the negative. I refuse to try something new because I have fear of failure. Like, we are our own worst critics. We are the people that'll be in our way the most, because you honestly can do anything. I went from being a nurse for over 10 years, believing in all things scientific, to now owning a crystal business, doing energy healing, which I cannot explain to anybody scientifically. It's all like faith-based. Like, you have to just believe in order to feel. I tell people that rocks have certain energies. I feel the energies. Like, my whole life, it's like a whole circle. Did I ever believe that I was going to be able to do something like this? No, but I kept putting one foot in front of another and trying and encouraging myself and having you guys encourage me too. So don't think that you can't start a business or go to school or work on yourself or heal yourself, because you can. Okay, I did pull some cards for some message for this week on what we can expect. I want you to know specifically that there's going to be a lot of anger and frustration. I already feel that. I already know that. I've seen the ant spirit animal several times. That means anger and frustration as well. When you get pissed off this week, I want you to throw a tantrum like a child, and I want you to stomp all the angry feelings out of your feet. And then I want you to take a deep breath and release those angry feelings, because they're stupid. I don't know why we're getting angry and frustrated this week, but we are. Stomp it out. Stomp it out and let it go. I also think that we need to make lists this week to keep ourselves organized. It feels like a very ungrounded week. We need to do everything by the book. Make the list, check them twice. There's a lot of stuff about possibly being dramatic about all the things you need to get done, but once you make the list and you sit down with it and you start checking things off the list, you'll realize that it wasn't actually that overwhelming like you thought it was. I can't freaking breathe. You're the one making yourself feel rushed this week. It's not really, again, I think that making a list and starting to check the things off is going to be the most helpful, because you're going to feel rushed and scattered if you don't. And when you make the list, I feel like it's going to bring a lot of peace and a lot less of frustration. I also think that some of us are going to need to ask for more help this week, whether that's you ask your spirit guides, your spirit team, your ancestors. Maybe you don't have people physically that you can ask for help. You can still ask your ancestors, please come in, help me make these decisions. Please come in, help me release my depression. Please come in, help me not kill my children. Like, I don't condone violence, whatever. Don't flag this video. I'm just saying, like, if you're needing help and you're getting really frustrated and you don't have people to ask for help, definitely ask your spirit team, because they can come in and bring more peace. Sage a lot, put some incense out, light a candle, set the intention that you're going to bring as much peace in and release the tension that's happening. Don't allow yourself to get in your way this week by talking negatively. Again, reframe those negative thoughts and allow yourself to trust your intuition. You are the person that can make this week better. You can make this week better. That is it, you guys. I did post, we're doing that spiritual and psychic development workbook. I did put it on YouTube. And then I did make the grounding meditation that we talked about last night on the live. I put it on YouTube, so now you can go practice by doing the grounding meditation. Hopefully I get to a bunch more things today. I'm not going to be hard on myself if I don't, and if I fall asleep, I'm just going to be kind to myself, because that's what we need to do, and not be mad and frustrated with ourselves. And if I get mad, maybe I'll stomp my feet and I'll take a video and show you guys. But I love you. I hope you have a good week. If you have any questions, message me. I do have a couple Reiki appointments this week. Thursday, we have the sound bath with cacao ceremony at 7 p.m. We still have spots open. And Saturday, we have the spring equinox readings, where you can come here from 4 to 8 and receive your reading. You just get in line. It's $30 for the 3 of us to give you a reading. Somebody's reading on balance, what you need to balance your life. Somebody's reading on what you need to cut out of your life. That's me, because I'm the mean one. And then somebody's reading on what seeds you need to plant for this year, what you need to nurture, career, job, love, what's coming up that way. And then Thursday on Facebook Live, I am going to be doing spring equinox readings for the people that can't attend, if that makes sense. So, and that will be for $25 online on Thursday on Facebook. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye. Bye, Facebook.